Everyone, Chris2 here, and today we are going to be playing Minecraft. Now, this episode will mark the first episode of my new series, little mini-series, called How to Minecraft. Now, with How to Minecraft, I am going to show you different tidbits and stuff like that, like little information here and there about Minecraft, to help you survive along the way to get to the end of your journey. Now, today we're going to go over some mobs that you get to run into in the overworld. This will be the first part of it. The second part will probably be either next weekend or some other time in the future. So, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. So, what I have behind me on my left are cats that you can have as pets. Now, I'm going to show you in a little bit of what they look like first before you tame them, because those are tamed cats, and they all have different kinds of coats to them. I managed to get 3 of them, 3 different coats, but I think there might be more. So you guys can go and check that out if you want to try to get one. They're kind of hard to get, but I'll explain it to you in a little bit. Now, over to my right is dogs, and the way you get dogs is from wolves, by taming wolves, and I'm going to show you that real fast over on this side. So these are wolves. Let me go ahead and get this. Now, what you need is bones to tame them, and what that block means is that, well, the yellow blocks, what it means is that they are neutral. So if you hit them, they'll start attacking you. If you just stand there and stare at them and not hit them, they do their own thing like they're doing right now. So you need bones that you get from skeletons, which I'll show you in a second, in order to tame them. Now, with them, they all have the same color coat, which is just that, on regular vanilla Minecraft. They always have a red collar, but you can find dyes all over the world that you can actually make their collars a different color. So, that's the thing about the wolves. And here are ocelots. Ocelots, you can actually find them in the jungle biome. And what you need to win them over is by having a lot of raw fish and a lot of patience. Because in survival, they will run away from you if you try running after them. But if you crouch and not look at them directly, they'll start sneaking up like that and coming up to you if you have the fish out. And then you can right click them to try to get hearts from them. Like that. And that's how you get a cat in Minecraft. But with the dogs, you can just feed them to them just normally. You don't have to crouch or anything. And then you get to tame one. So, with wolves, are pretty much just everywhere, but mostly in snow biomes. If you're trying to look for a dog, let me go ahead and put that back. Now, so those are the dogs and cats that you can get as pets. They don't drop anything if you kill them, but they're good companions to help you fight off different mobs. The dogs will actually help you fight most of the mobs that I'm going to show you over there. So they're pretty good to have around. With the cats, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. With the cats, They actually scare creepers off. Like, once they see a cat, they're like, oh, F no, and then just turn around and run away. The cats don't really go after them, but they try to avoid cats. So they're good to have like around your base, so it doesn't get blown up, or have one around you, so you won't get crowded around by creepers. Because who wants creepers like on every corner? Okay, so these are horses. These I'll go over in a future episode, since they're technically transportation. But in order to tame any of these three, you have to hop on and wait until they love you, like the little hearts will come up. So they'll buck you right off, and you just have to hop back on, and then you get to ride them. And you need a saddle in order to actually control them where you're going. You what you need to do to heal them is to have wheat and apples. I'm not too sure about healing it because I don't really use horses in Minecraft, but that's a way you can heal them. If you have hay bales, which this is the recipe for it, which is 9 wheat on a square and a crafting table, and you get a hay bale. And what a hay bale does is that if you have it on the floor of wherever you have your horse at, that will definitely heal them up. So this is a donkey, that's a horse. The horse has different colors, and then that's a mule right there. So that's a little bit of the horses. I might go into more detail about them in a future episode. Over here, these are basically like your farm animals. You'll see like everywhere. These are chickens. You can find them all over the world, like I said. Any kind of biome, except for ocean biomes, I think. I'm not too sure. I usually have a lot of land maps, so it's always plentiful with chickens. With them, what they do is that they drop eggs and raw chicken. Raw chicken, if you cook it, you'll be able to get some hunger back, so you can heal faster. If you have a full hunger bar, like I'll show you in a sec. See how? Oh, I'm in really bad shape. But anyways, with raw chicken, if to do no technical difficulties, give me a 1 moment. If you cook raw chicken, you get a cooked chicken, and what that does is that, if you guys can see it, do you see the little hunger bar on my right side? How it looks like drumsticks and stuff, but if I eat chicken, I eat some food, then my heart starts coming back up. And that's pretty much what you can do with all those. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. If you have 2 chickens together like this, you can either wait for them to drop eggs, which they will make offspring. Sometimes it doesn't work with the eggs if you throw them. If you feed them seeds, then they'll produce a baby chicken. And that's pretty much it with the chickens. Creative, please. Thank you. Okay. And next we have over here is a cow. And what cows drop is they drop raw beef and leather. If you kill them, with fire, well, if you kill any of these with fire, then the food that they drop, like raw beef, will become steak or whatever. So it's a good way to get some food for your character. Now with the cows, what you need to do to breed them is you need wheat, and you need to feed both of them wheat to produce small baby cow. Small baby cow. Right. So that's pretty much it for cows. With sheeps, you can pretty much find them all over the world. They will most likely be either black or white, maybe a little gray too, but it's rare to find brown sheep. They do spawn naturally, but it's really hard to find brown sheep. So what I'm going to show you is, let me go ahead and get another one out. What you can do with them is that if you have shears and you right click them, or whatever your place down button is, you get wool from them. And then you can use it as building blocks, do whatever with them. You can even lick it on the ground if you want to. So after for a little bit, you'll see their heads go down and they'll eat some grass off of the dirt block, and their wool will come back. And the way to breed them is by wheat. You give each of them wheat, then they'll produce offspring. And since these two were white, the offspring was white as well. But if you dye them, and these are all different dyes that you can get in Minecraft all around the world, and I'll show you how some of them in a future video of like how to get them. Like we're insects, which I'll tell you in just a little bit, in bone meal, which is used to make white. So you can take any of these colors to them, like say magenta, and you can change their color if you right click them, like that. And then whenever you go and shear them later, you'll get purple wool or magenta wool or whatever color that you dyed them with. And it's a good way to get like different variety of colors. What they drop is, if you kill them, they drop raw mutton, which you can eat, and white. They drop wool of the color that their coat is in. So that's what the sheep is about. If I didn't mention before, the green means that even if you hit him, it doesn't matter if you hit him or not, they won't attack you. So they're good to have around. Now these I'm not too certain with, but I do know that you need them for potion making, which I'm thinking of doing it in a future episode too. Because I dabble in that just a little bit of it. And it's actually pretty fun finding stuff and then putting stuff together to make potions and all that stuff. So, they're pretty much all over the world. You have two rabbits together, then you can breed them by using... I'm gonna borrow carrot from them. If you have carrots and you feed both of them, they'll have an offspring. So put that over there. Um, that's I forgot to grab some. With if you kill them, well, they're pretty easy to kill once you catch them. They're pretty fast actually. But when you kill them, they will drop rabbit hide, a rabbit's foot, and raw rabbit. And I forgot to put it in the bag, so I'm sorry about that. If you have 4 rabbit hide, you can actually make 1 piece of leather. Or make, yeah, and you can make books into them and stuff like that. But you can't really make anything else out of rabbit hide except for leather. So it's always good to have them around. Like if you have a lot of them, try to capture them and, you know, do whatever you want with them. But you need a rabbit's foot to make like speed potions, which helps a lot in so many ways. Okay. Moving on to the pig. Piggy pig. Now with pig, what you need to do to breed them is carrots. You bring them up, it's carrots. What they will drop if you kill them is pretty much just pork, a raw pork chop. That's what they would drop, and a saddle if you saddle them to. They're pretty much good to have like a whole bunch of them around, so you can use them as like a food supply to feed yourself. Like if you can't find any of those for some, oops. If you, no, they're okay. Whoops. Okay, so they're pretty much good to have like as food supply. Yeah, just to pretty much have them around. They're pretty easy to kill and stuff like that. What you can do with them is that you can put a saddle on them, like I mentioned before. You can put a saddle on them, and you can control them with a carrot on a stick. And how you make it is that you make a fishing rod and a carrot together, and it'll make a carrot on the stick. Now the carrot on a stick does have duration, which means like every once in a while the pig will eat a little bit of it at a time, and then it'll come back to a fishing rod, and then you're not able to control the pig anymore. And the pig is not very fast when it comes to riding it. It is as fast as you see it walking around. That's pretty much as fast as it can go. It's just slightly faster than you would be if you were walking around Minecraft or running. Slightly faster, but not by much. So that's all of the. What did it say about them? The passive animals. Now over here with the hostile mobs. Okay, let's start from the left side. Now this right here is a skeleton. They spawn in dark areas and mostly at night out in the overworld. They will burn in the sunlight if, like that. They'll burn in the sunlight, and that's, so they tend to try to get to shade as quickly as possible whenever the sun's out. Fun fact about them is, like I have in my hand, What they do is that if they have any armor on them, then they are protected by the sun. So you need to be really careful whenever you run into those. But it's very, very rare. The things that they drop is they drop a bow and arrows, and then rarely, like extremely rare, like I would say, like out of 100 skeletons, you might get a skeleton skull, because that's like really, really rare. And then you can get bones regularly, like you just saw. It's pretty common. Getting arrows and bones. Like the rarity is like arrows, bow, and then this skull. That is the rarity of what you could get from a skeleton. And what you could do with bones, like I showed you before over there, is that you can tame dogs to be on your side. Or you can use them, like if you put them in a crafting bench, just as it is, then you'll get 4 bone meal. And what you could do is that, like I showed you over there, you can dye sheep or dye anything, like the colors of your dog or something. Like you can use it as dye, or you can use it on crops to help them grow faster. And that's pretty much what I have on the skeleton. So moving on to the zombies. This is what a zombie pretty much looks like. There's a few different types of zombies that I won't go into right now, but this is your typical zombie right here that you'll see everywhere. So with them, they drop rotten flesh, iron ingots. Sometimes they'll drop, like they mostly drop rotten flesh. Like that's the very most common item that they drop. Sometimes they'll drop iron ingots, which are really helpful. Sometimes they'll drop weapons if they're holding anything, then most of the time they'll drop it. Like if they're holding a shovel, then they'll drop that shovel, but it's gonna have low duration on it. They can also wear armor, which also protects them, like the skeleton. If they're not under something, then whenever there's light out, they start burning, like so. So you can get those items if they're wearing it. Sometimes they'll hold a potato, or sometimes they'll drop potatoes and carrots. So if you come across a village that has absolutely no carrots, like if there's no carrots around, they're kind of the best bet to attack, but it's very rare for them to drop any kind of food, especially carrots. The rarest that you can get from a zombie is a zombie head, which you can use to decorate whatever. And that's pretty much stuff about the zombies. And next, we have our creepers. Now these are creepers right here. And sadly, they don't go away whenever they're exposed to the sun, so you pretty much have to deal with them. But like I said earlier with the cats, if you have a cat beside you, then they'll just run off. Like run away from the cat. So it's always good to have cats beside you. What they do is, what they will drop is like extremely rare case, they'll drop creeper heads, like their own head. But the most common thing that they drop is gunpowder. And what you can use for gunpowder, if you have 5 of them in a row like this and have sand around the other empty spots, you can make TNT. And what TNT does, if you don't know what it does, it blows stuff up. Pretty much. If you light it, it'll blow up. That's pretty much it. Alright, so ignore that. And next we have slimes, and slimes they spawn whenever you. Give me one moment. Underground slimes will spawn around level 40 and below. So keep an eye out whenever you're out adventuring and you have no light, because they will chase you regardless which direction you're going. Sorry about that, a little technical difficulty. What they drop, whenever you kill them, they drop slime balls, which if you have 9 of them, you can make a slime block. And what they do is that they can, well, they're very bouncy. Like, you can go pretty high with them, like this, wee, or make other stuff with them. Sounds like someone's shooting me. Yes, it's just my imagination. So, if I didn't say, they usually spawn, like an overworld, they will spawn in a light level 8 or 8 and below, which means if you have a torch down 8 blocks away from it, they could spawn. So make sure you light up wherever you're at pretty good. Hold on. Okay, now I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a little issue with something. So with them, they don't disappear with the light whenever the light. They just stay here until you kill them, and it doesn't matter which way you are, they will try to hop towards you if you're in survival. Like so. Or at least that's what the book said. I don't really stick around to see which direction that they come, because I usually kill them on the spot. So that's pretty much about slimes. Let's go over here. Now, these are regular spiders. They're neutral. They're only really aggressive towards you if you hit them. And if it's nighttime, then they'll start to attack you. And with them, they can climb walls. So if you have just a wall and no roof on it, they can get in there and kill you. And spider webs, they can go through webs pretty much at like ease, like they're not even there, like you would run around here. But if you have a spider web, but if you're trying to go through a spider web, it slows you down and they can kill you that way. Alright, so what they drop is they drop string and spider eye. And with string, you can make all different kinds of items, like fishing rods to wool, like a block of wool, and other stuff. Like you can use them to set traps and all different kinds of things. But the spider eye, I found out because I don't tend to usually eat them. I use them for potion making, which you can use them to make fermented spider eye, if you have that and a mushroom. And I'll show you how to do that in a future episode where I talk about how to make potions. Apparently, I found out the other day whenever I was testing all this out and I was trying to find that and I couldn't find it in the item thing, and it turns out it was under food, so I tried it out with my character. Actually, I'll show it since I'm a bit peckish. And what Spider Eye does is that they actually hurt you really bad. They poison you. They make you weak. This one wasn't too bad, but the one I first tested out, it gave me poison. It lowered my health really low. It made me sick. Or was that? Sorry, I had to pause the video. Someone just came in. Spider Eye, yeah. What you can do is that you can make fermented Spider Eye and stuff like that. Oh yeah. The first one that I ate, really knocked my health down and my hunger down, so it's really bad to use that as a eating, like a food source. It's better just to collect them to make potions. So in my next mob are cave spiders, which are pretty much the same thing as regular spiders, but they mostly spawn in caves, like where the mine shafts are and stuff like that. They're mostly in there. And what they do that's different than regular spiders, besides being small, is that whenever they attack you, they actually poison you. So it's better to kind of steer clear from them if you don't have any food, because they can kill you pretty fast if there's like a whole bunch of them. So just a little warning. What they drop is pretty much the same thing. The next is silverfish, and what silverfish, where they usually spawn is in little mini dungeons and strongholds. They don't drop anything, but they're a pain to get rid of. Because what they do, and the reason why I put wood around it, is what they do is they actually go into stone and they can pretty much, like, if you break, it goes, hold on. I'll show you what, okay. I'll show you what each one of them does. Now this one is a silverfish, and this one's a regular one. Hey, pay attention of how fast I mine it. Okay, so the first one, the regular one, mine it like that. Easy peasy. But watch this. You dig it a lot slower at it, and silverfish will spawn. And this is what's good about pets, because if something hits you, they'll go right up and attack it. Good doggy. So, be wary whenever you are mining, because you never know whenever you might run to a silverfish. Because they can be in any kind of stone block or anything that has to do with stone. They can stay in there, and what they pretty much just drop XP, and that's pretty much it. The next mob I'm going to go over. Sorry, there's like a hair on my nose. Bothering me. Next one is, last but not least, is a witch. Now, what witches are is that they spawn mostly in swamp biomes, and they look like villagers, but and the nose wiggle. But they're bad news. Like, if they see you, they'll start throwing potions at you. Like, I'll show you what they do. they'll start throwing potions at you and all like that.
I'll see you later if I get the job. Okay. Bye.
Let me just pick this up. Here we go. Okay. My thing's a little bit disorganized now, but they'll throw potions at you if you hit them. See that in her hand? That is a healing potion that she gets out whenever her health starts getting low. So they're really tough to defeat. If you manage to defeat one, what she drops is Spider's Eye, Sugar, Glowstone Dust, Gunpowder, Redstone, Sticks, and Glass Bottle. I can't really tell you the rarity of them because they're pretty much just the same. But she usually drops nothing whenever I fight her in survival. Excuse me. So that pretty much concludes the first episode of How to Minecraft. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. And don't miss out on my other channel because I'll sometimes sorry, Braveheart. Don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, QT Vlog, which I'll sometimes upload different videos of like non-gaming kind of videos where you guys can check out and stuff like that whatever I post. So see you guys later. Bye.